Good morning, my darling QP angels. I'm gonna stick with that. I like that actually. It clicks better than just calling y'all my QPs. I don't know. But anyway, pardon me. First words I've spoken this morning. I'm being a little bit sassy because I'm so tired. It is currently like 5:50 a.m. I've been up for a bit. I've been up since 5. It's almost an hour, but most of it I was just trying to see if I would get back to sleep. Yeah, no such luck. I'm waiting for the sun to rise so I can finish unloading the stuff for my truck. Now my truck is officially down here too now. So technically, if I ever needed to go anywhere, I can now, which is nice, but that thing is not exactly the safest to drive, especially not in winter. So it's like, all right, y'all, the bonnet comes off. My hair's a mess, don't judge. But it's like during the winter time, so I can only drive it on days when the weather's nice because the brakes are a little spongy. The tires have no tread, just about, and they spin under me on a good day when I go to stop. So I have to actually stop a lot. Like I have to start to apply to brakes and start to begin to stop a lot sooner than most other folks. And people behind me will get annoyed, but it's like, look, man, I'm going slow for y'all's safety, not just my own. The body of the truck is like rusting out. The shocks are completely shot. The bed of the truck is useless, basically. I can use it to carry like really light things, like a couple of suitcases, some boxes, my little plastic 3-drawer dresser thing. Oh, wow. It's the 18th. Next week is Hanukkah and Christmas. Oh my God. I hope I get to go to temple. I wonder if Ophi will be home. She's home this week because she had a lot of dentist appointments, so like she used a week of vacation to get all that handled. But yeah. So it has been a wild freaking day yesterday, and I am exhausted. Another successful night without like any nightmares, really. It was just another bizarre dream that makes no sense. It's not a nightmare. Like I said, I'm very used to bizarre, vivid dreams. It's just, I'm grateful I didn't have a nightmare. I'm a little bit puffy and bloated feeling, but I know that's also because of everything going on with my stupid body. Ugh. I'm hoping that the stress will like I'm genuinely very hopeful that the stress will decrease as things stabilize. My one best friend is like proper mad at me, it seems, and doesn't trust me anymore. And it's like, I didn't mean for anything like that to happen, the one I was staying with, but I was kind of avoiding her at the end, mostly because of the fact that at her house there is a lot of weed constantly. Like yesterday when I was getting my stuff, the whole time I'm walking through there, I'm like, damn, it smells good in here. Because everybody's blazing up. And it's just like, it's not a judgment. Because like I said, I personally have been known to, well, actually, I've been known to do more than just dabble. I've been known to like fully depend on it. That's why I'm like trying to stay away from it, because I want better for myself. And, you know, I'm willing to admit the fact that I'm like, it might not be a physically addictive thing, but you can develop like a psychological dependency. And genuinely, I feel like that's exactly what I did. All I cared about all day, every day was like when I was going to smoke next, where I was going to get my next, you know, bud, so on and so forth. So it's like, I just can't live that way. And it was just causing this really bad cycle with my mental health, where I wasn't taking care of myself because I was just focused on the weed. I wasn't doing things to like better my life. I wasn't doing anything to better myself. I was only focused on weed. And I don't want that for myself anymore. But I also know that I don't have the constitution to resist it when everyone around me's smoking it. You know? So I came down here. I might have been a little bit dishonest, but I only did that because I was scared that I would be judged. So, like, if my friend is really upset that I was, like, shady and dishonest, then, I don't know, maybe I should have been able to feel, like, safe to confide in my best friend, my actual, like, feelings and thoughts about things, rather than feeling like, okay, I'm going to be judged for this, so I have to come up with something clever. So I said I was getting a job back at my the popsicle factory I used to work at, which is totally not entirely true, like at all, actually. Those fools don't want me. I'm pretty sure they blacklisted me. And they're like, this one's a little too crippled. We don't want to deal with that shit again. We don't want to have to accommodate this bitch. And it's like, oh, okay. That's hurtful. That's really hurtful. I hope y'all can hear me. I'm just trying not to disturb the neighbors. These walls are paper thin. Okay, hair is brushed and fluffier than ever. Oh, I love it. Yes, queen. All right, y'all. We're just a little congested. Okay. Huh. But yeah, the truth of the matter is a little bit difficult to like get into, I guess. I just don't feel like exactly talking about it, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Today, after everything later on in the day, I'm going to get the rest of my things, clean up the room that I was inhabiting, and then that's that. And I think that this will be a very ugly, permanent scar on the friendship. But I'm hopeful that the friendship's not entirely, like, ruined, you know? But to be honest, she said that she feels slighted, and it's like, well, I have felt slighted. I have felt slighted a lot myself, but, you know, you don't see me complaining about it to you and acting like it's personal. I'm just, you know, defending you in my mind and excusing everything because that's what I do, you know? And I don't know, I think to some extent she's very empathetic, so she, like, I don't know. She understands to an extent. She's like, I don't appreciate how that made me feel, but I understand you gotta do what you gotta do. That's how she said things, and it's like, I don't know. Even with that tension, I feel like there's still a lot of empathy there and a lot of love there, so I don't think all hope is lost. I just think there's just gonna be a little bit, you know, healing needed. Look at this absolute unit of a frog. The ideal body type doesn't exist. That's bullshit. Look at this. Look at this absolute unit. And it's a weighted frog, so it's like so comforting. It's like, ah, yes. It's not mine, it's Cassie's, but he chills on my bed, which is nice. Cassie's bed is over there. She's at her mom's tonight. This morning. Let's see. She has a really big, like, Snorlax. I'm gonna show y'all. I know she won't mind. Absolute goddamn unit. Absolute unit. Like, just look how big this dude is. Very, very huggable. I reckon it's probably like snuggling with a very fat baby or a very short, chunky dwarf. Better not let Dr. Now get a hold of that absolute unit. I don't think Snorlaxes need to be losing no weight. They're meant to be built that way. That's like asking like a hippopotamus to lose weight. They're meant to be built that way. God did that. But yeah, I was thinking that it would be kind of cool to... there's something I want to explore, and I feel like I would do pretty good at it, despite the fact that... Okay, so, as y'all know, I'm gay. I'm a lesbian. And it probably is very, like, confusing and everything, considering by all appearances it appears that I'm with a bloke, but not everything is as it appears to be. It's kind of complicated. So yeah. And then, let's see. All I'm saying is I'm not transphobic. We are a trans-inclusive household here. That's where I'll leave that. That covers it, I feel like, without getting into the nitty-gritty. Let's see. And the thing is, that's not something I ever really shared, and I'm not gonna, like, go into detail about, because that's not my personal business. That is indeed my partner's personal business, and I'm not in the business of outing people. like that. But I do know that when I started up this channel, that was something like I was allowed to introduce her however I chose. And at the start, I kind of did go with what I felt was the safer option, because at the time, that's what she was doing too, was kind of retreating back into like the closet, so to speak, for safety, I guess. I mean, it's freaking West Virginia. So yeah. And then, but yeah. You ever like know a person and you're like, yeah, this person definitely has the soul of a woman? She definitely, absolutely has a soul of a woman. So yeah. So anyway, Ophi, like, is a great support system and everything like that. And Cassie's a great support system and everything like that. And my other friends are also pretty decent support systems at times. But I'm learning that some people I cannot lean on as much as others. And I completely understand it, and I don't take that personal. They got other priorities in their life, and that I don't take that personal. I'm not that kind of person. I think the reason that it's really nice to have support from someone like Cassie is because we're on a very similar path. She is also in pre-med, getting ready to, getting herself prepared for med school herself. So it's like we're both on the same path. And she wants to be a geneticist, which is a completely different area of study than mine, but at the same time, the fundamentals are still pretty much the same. It's like, oh boy, the human body and such. Like med school's med school. At the very foundation, it's pretty much all the same. It's when you start to get into the niche and specialized areas, which is what's going to happen later in our educations. That's when things might begin to truly diverge. But until then, and even still, that still can be fascinating to study with each other, even still. Genetics is still a very fascinating topic, even if it's not the one that I want to like work in. Because like I said, I really, really, really would love to be a bariatric surgeon. But something that I've genuinely been considering as a source of income, because it's deeply amusing to me. It's like, yes, I'm a lesbian, but I also want to like low-key, like kind of like the idea of being a dominatrix, dominating weak men for money. It's just like, and none of that sex stuff, but like just like, the degrading and humiliating aspect of it. It just sounds like so much fun. I'm not like, I'm not a terrible person. It's consensual, I promise. But I don't know. I think that would be like a really awesome kind of job to have. It's like, yes, I humiliate and degrade you, and you give me money for it. Excellent. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that would be very empowering in a way. Like to just be like, I don't know, I'm this sweet, soft-spoken girl that lets everyone walk all over her. So I think it'd be really nice to explore like this more like dominant version of myself, and to make money doing it. And it's something I've always wanted to try out. So it's something I might actually get into as a source of revenue, along with Feet Finder and I don't know. I think that's about it, actually. Probably the dominatrix thing and Feet Finder. And if I get truly desperate enough, I might just sell my underpants too. It's gross, but money is money. But that's why I didn't want to tell my friend nothing about any of that, because I know for a fact she would judge every last bit of what just came out of my mouth, you know? I don't think she watches my YouTube videos or nothing, but if she watches my videos, I'm fucking dead. It's like, oh my God, that's humiliating. It's like, great, so that was all a waste. I don't think she watches my videos. My content ain't her kind of style. So yeah. She mostly, like, seems to watch a lot of that, like, yoga and spiritual type stuff, you know? And, like, drama. Like, very sassy drama. Like, there's this, like, black trans woman YouTuber, and she just, like, reacts to stuff, and she's kind of funny, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember her name because, like, I haven't watched her but, like, once or twice when my friend had her on the TV, but... So I doubt that my channel will, like, come across her path too much, but who knows, anything is possible. If you do end up seeing this, I apologize sincerely and deeply. Like, genuinely, I do. I don't know. I feel very awkward, and I feel like it's something I'll be able to talk about in the future. I'm just not ready yet because I haven't fleshed out the idea yet. But I do genuinely... I am genuinely beginning to set that stuff up today. I'm setting up Feet Finder today. I'm looking into other things, doing research for everything else today. I'm going to begin making content for the Feet Finder website today. Luckily, I have a lot of insight. It's very helpful when you know foot fetishists and can consult with them. Hey, what are foot fetishists are into? And I don't judge. It's not personally my thing, but it doesn't hurt nobody, so it's like, I don't judge. But I know that there's this one really cool thing that I can do with my feet that I could probably, like, really market myself with. I can write, and I don't know if I can draw yet. I'm gonna figure it out. I haven't tried it yet, but I can write with my feet. I used to do my homework with my feet, and my teachers never knew. As crazy as that sounds. So I'm sure that I could probably, like, film, like, writing with my feet, and they'd probably be like, oh my God, that's so cool. And so, yeah. I don't want to think about the rest of what they would think. But anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm dog tired and exhausted, and I feel weary. Quite frankly, beaten down too. I feel ragged, you know, I feel run ragged. Yesterday took a lot out of me. But I'm gonna take it a little easy for the next couple days to kind of recover that energy. Like I said, I'm gonna do the Feet Finder thing and do research regarding the other things. But yeah. I hope you guys are having a good morning and having a good day, depending on what time it is in your part of the world. And I guess I'll see you guys later. I do have some updates about the shoulder exercises. I did find some that I think are pretty decent. One with a resistance band, one requires a wall. So far, those are the only two that I've found so far, but I'm still looking. And having already tried them, the wall one feels superb. Like, I only did a few, and my upper back feels stronger. My shoulders feel stronger because my back always hurts from holding me up. There's not a whole lot of stability in my body because of how lax all of my joints and connective tissue is. So every muscle works overtime to make up for what my connective tissue is not doing. like tendons and ligaments and stuff, they're all too lax. And so my muscles all have to work overtime, so they hurt terribly all the time. And that's why it's so important that I like work on strengthening those up to the best of my ability, because you can live with it and you can minimize the struggle. You're never gonna like be able to be completely 100% better. You're never gonna, like, because it's a genetic condition. You're gonna always be this way. However, if you are proactive about it, you can manage it and make it easier to live with. And that's the thing I think people need to realize is, as a disabled person, it can be very difficult. Like, I know that it's difficult to maintain that physical, like, strength when my lupus is flaring up. But right now, my lupus is medicated. I'm starting to feel well enough, you know, with my lupus finally being out of the flare that it's been in, that I can do this. I can start to work on the strengthening aspect of it. It's just, I had to get past the flare a little bit, you know, and the long COVID didn't help. And I kept getting COVID over and over, which was compounding the long COVID symptoms. And it's just like, oh my God. But yeah, we're getting back into it. Thank God for that. But yes, getting stronger and strengthening my joints so they stop hurting. But I'm hoping that with this one, not only will it fix my posture and make it easier to, you know, exist and move around in my daily life, but I'm also kind of like hoping that it like strengthens the muscles around my ribs so that those also don't dislocate and sublux as much. Because my ribs pop out of place like all the time. It's actually excruciating. I think it's one of the most uncomfortable bones. My sternum also is capable of doing the same. It'll crack and shift in very uncomfortable ways, and it's like, oh my God, I can't breathe for a second, how painful it is. And when my ribs shift out of place, it's the same way. I can't breathe from how painful that is for a moment. And it's like, if I can strengthen all of that up, and I'm also going to work on core strengthening to additionally strengthen the muscles to help support my ribs as well. And I think that between those two, my ribs will no longer be an issue, because I remember back when I was in high school, I had a very strong core. I was a very active, very fit before my autoimmune shit took me out of athletics. So it's like, back then, I don't remember having my ribs shift out of place too much, my sternum shift too much. I don't remember those being too much of a problem. And it's just, since the autoimmune disease took me out of soccer, took me out of any athletics that I was in, which I'm now realizing, now that I'm aware of the Ehlers-Danlos, soccer is just not one that I'm supposed to be playing, considering how easily I could dislocate things. But I was strong. I wasn't dislocating anything because of how, like, intense it was. I was a goalie, though, to be fair. I wasn't, like, actively colliding with other players out on the field, so I would think I was at a lot less risk comparatively. And I think that that's how I got away with, you know, playing soccer without, like, any major injuries. And also the fact that I was starting to get sick, so I rode the bench a lot more than I would have liked. But I still was doing the conditioning with the rest of the team and still doing the practice with the rest of the team, even though I wasn't getting into the games as much due to my conditions. But the thing is, I was fit and active. I was part of a team, and that was what was important. And I was strong. And I'm realizing that I need to strengthen my core back up. I need to strengthen my body back up so I can maintain this. And I'm going to have to do this for the rest of my life. And I guess that's okay, because it's better than what I've been doing. Better than laying around and waiting for death and letting things deteriorate to a rapid extent. Also, the fruit splash, zero sugar. ginger ale is very interesting. I think I still prefer regular 0 sugar ginger ale personally, but that's just me. This fruit splash one, though, is Cassie's favorite. But anyway, so yeah, so those are other things that I recommend when it comes to Ehlers-Danlos. If you have a lot of problems with your ribs and stuff, you're going to want to do things to strengthen your core. Planks are a really good one. That's just about core stability, maybe sitting on an exercise ball and try to, you know, stuff like that. There are a lot of core exercises that are low impact, because that's the crucial keyword here. You want exercise that is low impact when you have Ehlers-Danlos or any hypermobility disorder. Or else you have a serious risk of actually injuring yourself and doing some very severe damage. Because, yeah. But anywho, that concludes this morning's video. I think I might go back to sleep, honestly, because I still feel pretty beat from yesterday. And I still have a lot more stuff that I have to do today. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one, probably later on today. Bye-bye, my darling Cupid angels. Have a great day. Stay safe.